Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. Taken from about the 12. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Jones in the Pats now with a 1st and 10. Just shy of the 30. They run with a 4th-year man. This is Damian Harris. He'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards. Those defense for the Packers, they were terrific a week ago in that victory over Tampa Bay, Charles.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there, and they came away with 3 interceptions in that game.
Again, it's Harris on 2nd down. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. And this one complete to Smith. And some room to work. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Well, every lineman knows the rule. You only get a 1-yard buffer beyond that line of scrimmage, and then the flag is thrown, and he got tagged for it there. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Throwing, Jones. Pass over the middle, tipped, but he still brings it in. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A pickup of 24 on the 3rd down conversion.
Hey, during the course of any game, you'll see tip passes. But how often do we actually see the running back come up and end up making the play?
Well, shifty fella getting in there and grabbing it.
Yeah, you know, they always talk about how running backs have a nose for the end zone. They have a nose for the ball, too. They want in their hands at all times.
Now a 1st down carry for Harris. And he is going to lose yardage here. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Now Jones. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. That'll give him 8 that time. And now it's 3rd and 4.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch. Especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and of course, foot dragging.
Little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. From the gun on 3rd down, Jones. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line. Solid opening drive so far, Charles. They've moved this football into field goal range, but you know that they want to cap this off with 6 and not 3.
Absolutely. As one of the better coaches in the league always tells me, on offense, I want their body blows all game long and finish it with uppercuts. Well, here are the body blows right now. He's hoping one uppercut will take care of the end of this drive.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Back to throw. Jones. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
I will see Morgan trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
9th play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. Looking to throw. Jones. He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And this, Charles, definitely not what they were wanting to see. Remember, he threw 3 interceptions in the loss last week, and now he gives the ball away again here in the very first quarter.
And you have to think that this was drilled into him all week, too, by his teammates, by his coaching staff. They've told him all week long, we've got to protect the football. They probably crossed that fine line with giving him the right advice and saying it too much, and it turned out that it got into his head a little bit.
Now they worked this well upfield across the 45. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield, incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone, and there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Rodgers looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. It's Kyler Duggar who picks it. So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. A run with Harris out of the shotgun. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Back to throw. Jones. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
Well, it certainly appears that they're going to try and keep getting him the football. It's the 3rd time they've looked in his direction. Unfortunately, haven't completed one yet, but I'm not sure they're going to shy away from him. They feel like they've got something there, and they want to capitalize on it.
I think you're right. We're only in the first quarter, so a lot of opportunities ahead. Escaping the pressure right. And the pass to Henry is intercepted. Adrian Amos with a pick. And the Packers force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27. A young quarterback, Charles, rolling to his right. I know he's right-handed, but is that one that maybe a veteran sticks in his pocket?
I think so, but you have to remember with young quarterbacks, it may take a few years before they get all the stuff out of them that they did earlier in their career or even in their college days when they were used to being dominant. In this case, the NFL veteran defense ended up winning the battle. He's got 1 touchdown pass already in this quarter, obviously looking for number 2, and definitely not playing the check down game.
Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
This defense has passed its first 2 tests by forcing back-to-back incompletions. They know there's probably another throw coming on 3rd down. Let's see if they decide to force the issue by sending people on a blitz.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Here's Rodgers. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down. So on 4th down, on is the punter, Pat O'Donnell, to kick it away. And deep to return it is Marcus Jones. Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. And the Patriots take over. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week?
And now off to the races down the right side. And all the way in. Touchdown, New England. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, second year in the NFL. And I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that. So he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the second-year quarterback.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
They find some open field here. There he goes, right side. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Seeing some pretty good offense here in this first quarter.
It's been a wild start to this quarter, as you noted. And now with that lead that we're seeing, can they retaliate? I get the sense this one's going to go back and forth all game long.
And that probably won't be the last long touchdown that we see in this one. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. From the 10. And he'll be out of bounds here just past the 20-yard line. The Pats at the line, ready to go. Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
That was a lightning-fast incompletion. He got it, he threw it, and it fell to the ground.
What's that expression, life comes at you fast? In this case, the defenders came even faster. Incomplete.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Jones. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports. Jake Bailey on now to punt here on 4th down. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory. Was hoping to make a play there on the return with his speed. Instead, he makes a play for the other side.
Yeah, and how many times have we heard coaches say, sometimes it's not really about those X's and O's we drop. It's about those Jimmies and Joes. And when you have a punt returner, he's one of those Jimmies and Joes, one of the best athletes. He's unable to make the play that they were seeking, though.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who can do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. On 2nd and 9, Jones. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
I would say it'd probably be a good idea for him to reintroduce himself to his receivers at the half because they're definitely on different wavelengths. but I also don't advocate waiting that long. Next series before you get out there. Hey, let's get together, guys. Let's get this thing moving.
New England on third down. 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. Back to throw. Jones. And that is incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
On is Jake Bailey to send this one away. Oh, it's a wobbler here. And that will hit and continue on out of bounds.
At their own 19-yard line.
About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And he puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6.
From the lineman to the guy running with it, that was a well-executed first down by the offense. With 2 shots left to get the first, you can get a little aggressive here on 2nd down if you want and try for some bigger yardage.
On 2nd down and 4, Rodgers. He's got Tunyon complete over the middle. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
On first down, Rodgers. And a big loss here as he's taken down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. Another try after the first down sack. Rodgers over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Well, he'll definitely say that that's one he should have held on to. But when you're playing in elements like this, sometimes those bullet passes, those ones with a little bit of pace on them, they can be difficult to hold on to.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Working from the gun, Rodgers. And that's going to be too high, out of bounds and incomplete.
Personally, I think they've got to go somewhere else with the football. They've got to bracket it out there in double coverage. Makes it hard to fit it in time after time.
It would have had to have been an absolutely perfect pass and not good enough. And this is good. It was running out of gas there at the end, but he winds up getting just enough on it. Well, Charles, the NFL record is 66 yards. That was 5 shy of that, but only a handful of guys have ever connected from 61 or deeper, and he can add his name to the list.
Yeah, more and more guys are trying it. That doesn't mean the success rate has gone up. That is a long kick. Guaranteed, when he turns on his phone after the game, a ton of congratulatory texts will be awaiting him.
The Pats at the line, ready to go. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. Jones now throwing to start the drive.
A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
Textbook coverage right there. Played the ball, never lost sight of where it was headed, and stayed in perfect position to make a play on it. Able to keep the receiver and the quarterback in his sight lines.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Off play action. Jones. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked up by Jair Alexander. And the Packers are going to take possession of the football. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. So after the INT, it's Rodgers. This is caught. It's Christian Watson. Touchdown, Packers. Christian Watson, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Packers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. And again, it's no good. A few boo birds coming out as he's missed his 2nd extra point here in the first half. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
But one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
On 2nd down, this is Harris. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. That goes as a gain of 11 and a Patriot 1st down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
First down, and they go back to Harris. And able to get this one all the way up to about the 46-yard line. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
Here's a quick throw caught by Smith. And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they're having panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Goes right back to Smith again. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
I don't care what sport you're playing. Everyone likes to build up a little momentum, don't they? And look at this, back-to-back completions to the big target at tight end.
That one not as profitable as the other, but still a decent gain. Harris running straight ahead. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
Already down 2 scores. They're going to go for this rather than settle for 3. Looking to throw. Jones. He's got his man. It's Kendrick Bourne. Touchdown, Patriots. Kendrick Bourne, 34 yards. And the Patriots' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Extra point up and good by Folk. And this is back to an 8-point game. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. This is taken just shy of the 10. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And with a little under a minute to go, still time to try to put a drive together to add to their lead should they so choose. And he'll get this up to about the 40. 90 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here in this first half. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
Meanwhile, Rodgers' throw here pulled in by Lazard. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. To throw again on 2nd down. Rodgers. He finds Watson. It's gone. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
Green Bay need to get Aaron Rodgers some help at receiver, and they did so by picking Christian Watson 34th overall. That's the earliest they've taken a receiver since 2000.
Touchdown! Aaron Rodgers, 3 first-half touchdown passes. And the Packers will extend their lead here just before halftime.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, that can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. So time enough for a kickoff here. 5 seconds remaining in this first half. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The tight end Henry here in motion. Here's Jones. A final shot before break. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And into the end zone. It's a pick 6 and a Packer touchdown. And that pick six, Charles, that moves it up now to a 3-touchdown advantage. A great individual defensive effort there to continue what has been a very lopsided first half.
And I better buckle in my seatbelt, right? Because you know, as a former DB, when I see a pick six, I'm up and jumping up and down watching it. Yeah, I'm supposed to be neutral, but those kind of plays, they excite me every time. They are in absolute control in this one. Nice play there.
And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gunn, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. This is taken just shy of the 10. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball into the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game. Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
On the give, this is Harris. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed. Another modest gain there on that one. And I think, Charles, you can probably pin part of the deficit on a failure on their part to really get this ground game established.
Yeah, and they've really struggled to be multidimensional in this one, haven't they, partner? Because they have to be extremely one-dimensional now if they hope to get back into this game. They'll have to do it by throwing the football and hope to have success through the air.
Jones on 1st and 10. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
On the right side, this is Austin with a catch. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They hand this off to Harris, and he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. Back to throw. Jones. And his throw is incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here on this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on 1st down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Jones completes this one to Thornton. That helps the completion percentage, but not much else, and now it's 3rd and 10. Back to throw. Jones. That's swung out wide to Harris. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon. And it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. At that time, they pick up a 1st down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
Gets it quickly out wide to Thornton. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35. 3 yards remain for second down. They'll send a big tight end in motion right. And right side, Henry's got it. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers 16. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive, and here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. They'll run. Here's Harris. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
An incomplete pass on second down. It muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. Off the play fake. Jones. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
Now Jones throwing on 4th down. And my goodness, another interception. And now off to the races down the right side. 20. And into the end zone. It's a pick 6 and a Packer touchdown.
And Charles, for this offense, those interception woes they kind of had in the first half have now followed them into the second half. And for this defense, they take advantage, turn that into a pick 6.
And that defense is in a spot now where they're thinking about ways to close this game out. And as confidently as they've been playing, I expect them to do exactly that.
This is taken just shy of the 10.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Pats at the line, ready to go.
Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. 52 yards.
Well, and this is where quarterbacks' passing numbers sometimes get a little bit more inflated than they should because this is a short little pass, but it goes for big yardage.
Yeah, and we see this so often. There's excellent coverage downfield, so the quarterback makes a nice decision. Just flip it out to the flat and see what the running back can do. Plenty of space to roll.
Strong loses it on the hit.
And they are going to take over right there at the 22-yard line.
I don't care what the scoreboard says, partner. You know who's winning this game right now?
Mother Nature?
Yes, indeed. Precipitation's winning in a big way. Sloppy, sloppy. All these turnovers right now.
Yeah, well, this was the forecast. We got what was forecasted, and we've gotten a lot of turnovers. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. Now Jones is hit. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Patriots. And they will set up shop red zone territory at the 13-yard line. And maybe that one caused by the weather. Of course, the rain coming down. Charles, can you maybe, when you're carrying that football, grip it too tight in the rain?
I think that you can, and it's such a delicate balance, too, because when you grip it so tight, sometimes it'll slip out from your body. You squeeze it too hard, and it'll pop out on its own. I've actually had running backs talk to me about that when they've tried too hard, even in perfect conditions, the ball gets away from them. They've got to find that good balance, carrying it firmly, yet at the same time under control.
Option handoff given to Harris. And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11.
Well, this defense, they've got the 4-score advantage, and you can see why they continue to bottle up the run game. And really, they've just been sharp in all facets here in this one, CD.
Yeah, they've kept that offense in check the entire game, and I think it's been led by what you just talked about.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Patriots. Jacoby Myers, an 11-yard touchdown.
And the Patriots are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the third.
Folk connects on the extra point, and the lead now down to 20. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin 1st and 10. Rodgers now to throw. He's got a man complete. Touchdown, Packers. 4 touchdown passes now for Aaron Rodgers.
And the Packers will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the third.
Crosby connects on the extra point, and that stretches the lead all the way up to 27. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away.
This is taken just shy of the 10.
The Pats at the line, ready to go.
Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
To throw on 2nd and 10, Jones. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first.
Jones now to throw on 3rd down. That one incomplete. They try to sneak in a deep ball with the clock running down, but to no avail as time will expire on this third quarter of play. The Patriots send out their punter as he'll come on to kick this one away. And here's a very low line drive, almost whiffed on it. Fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. Officially, that'll be marked down as just a 28-yard punt. And it'll be Packer football here, first down and 10. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. But not that any of the points would be needed, but CD, they've got enough time left here. They could definitely score on this drive, maybe even an ensuing drive as well, if they really want to drive home. Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted.
Well, Charles, you got a quarterback out of the pocket, trying to make a play, and you get it, but instead he ends up throwing it to the other team.
And partners, we know to be successful in this league, number one, you're going to have to be able to make plays on the perimeter or when the pocket breaks down. But number two, you got to make smart decisions with the football. And that time, that simply was not a smart decision.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Down near the goal line, things really get physical. You're always anticipating a running play, but when they do throw it, things happen quickly. A little bit of a bang-bang play there that falls incomplete.
Throw left side complete. That's Henry.
Yeah, he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down.
5 yards that time on the completion, and now it's third and goal.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is third and goal.
They'll motion out one of the tight ends. It's caught on the right side. It's Smith. Able to hold him to just 2 yards, and now it's fourth and goal. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Jair Alexander. And the Packers are going to get the ball back on the turnover. They hold on fourth and goal.
CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
It was Osa Odighizuwa on the tackle.
Nice satisfying run on first down for the offense, picking up 5, which means defensively, the thought process is entirely different. You don't want to panic, but at the same time, you're saying to each other, we've got to tighten this down. We can't give up gains like that.
And he'll get it up here this time to the 21.
107 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
I tell you, they didn't give it to him much through the first 3 quarters, but when they have, he's been efficient. Maybe they ride him more here down the stretch.
Yeah, not sure it was actually in the game plan for him to have as few carries as he has, but it might play out really well for them now. As you noted, if they want to ride him down the stretch, he should have fresh legs.
They fake the give. Now Rodgers. Dancing to his left. His throw incomplete.
Their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Rodgers, and he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. It's a gain of 16 and a first down for the green and gold.
First and 10 at the 37-yard line. Watch it.
Here's Rodgers to throw. Got a man, that's Lazard. He will go out right near the 35-yard line. That's good for 28 yards.
Partner, I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive. They have been impressive from the opening kickoff, and they haven't let up here even into the fourth quarter.
Rodgers to throw once more. Throwing left side, and Watson has it. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of, until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Rodgers' throw brought in by Watson. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. He's certainly been a huge factor in this when he's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the first.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him, double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now. Steps away to his left. That's complete to Lazard. And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown. And you wonder now if he might be able to remove the helmet, put on the baseball cap, and watch the rest of this one from the sideline. His 5th touchdown pass of the game.
Say that again. Did you say 5th touchdown pass of the game?
Yes, sir.
Well, that's a heck of a performance, isn't it? Because they've had no answer for him at all game long. Receivers have been open constantly, and he hasn't missed a single one of them.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And you see a lot of frustrated faces as they are inching closer to a 4th straight loss. Jones throw into the hands of Henry here. They'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. From the 31, Jones. And now here is another interception. Rasul Douglas picks it. And they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road and help seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
Coming up on the final 2.5 minutes. And boy, has it been fun to watch this offense operate. Quite the display, and now they look to polish it off. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
Well, up big here in the fourth quarter, up really big. That passing incompletion, I don't think they needed the completion, but Charles, this is an offense right now that they're just having fun. They're clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, you're right. They didn't need a completion. They certainly don't need any more points, but they're not going to turn them down. They're going to continue to run what they have in their playbook, and they still want to run it efficiently.
He finds Watson complete. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. Great way to convert on third down there. 21 yards the play. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on third down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here, 1st and 10. And again, it's Rodgers. And this one is incomplete.
Partner, in the sportsmanship handbook, there's something to be said for calling the dogs off in a blowout. But these defenders, they also know this is the NFL, and it's their job to stop them, whether they're in the game or they're down by a handful of touchdowns.
127 yards rushing for him now as his sensational afternoon continues. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea.
And give them another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues.
I'm not sure what other ground there is to cover here. I mean, this offense has been amazing. Just total domination, Charles.
They've clicked so well, and if you really focus in on the offensive line, they've protected well when they wanted to throw the ball. They've moved people off the line of scrimmage when they've wanted to run it. Smiles all the way around. This offense has been really good in this one.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Pats at the line, ready to go.
Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
And some room to maneuver. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. 25 yards there on the catch and run.
Now, 4th quarter, certainly not enough time for a comeback, but nice to see them making use of the time remaining to try and make this one a little more respectable.
Yeah, I think the ultimate goal, good execution, be crisp, be sharp, and find a way to put some points on the board to make this thing look just a little bit better.
Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down. Now Jones. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. Throwing Jones. And he's got his target, Harris. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late. But he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man.
Well, forget about the weapons out wide. He knows he's got another weapon in the backfield of the passing game, Charles, and he utilized him perfectly on that play.
And the offense coordinator showed me something.
And my goodness, another interception. Adrian Amos with a pick. He's at the 50, the 30, 10, and he takes it all the way back. It's a pick 2, if you will, as that play backfires in a big way.
Well, there's some excitement, right? Go for 2, and instead it gets picked off. And how about the return? Give him a lot of credit, though, for not giving up after the play.
Yeah, the troops rallied.
Exactly, and getting back there and making the tackle and not giving up 2 points themselves.
So despite the huge deficit, they're going to keep fighting. Here comes the onside kick. And this one's going to be covered up by the Packers hands team.
Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Rodgers throwing here. Looking downfield for Jones. And it's incomplete. They're still throwing to the very end. But now this game is over. Well, Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends. And understandably so, not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And, partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for Green Bay, they're on a nice early roll as they move to 3-1 with a win here. And they'll have another home date next week as the New York Giants come to town. Meanwhile, for New England, they'll sink now to 0-4. And they'll get a home date next week against the Detroit Lions.